Composting food waste is more important than recycling. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Recycling became the rock star of the 1970s and 80s environmentalism because it was easy to visualize, relatively easy to implement, and industry wanted it. Aluminum and paper companies lobbied for curbside recycling because it gave them a steady stream of input and tied the blame of waste on the consumer, not industry. That recycling logo, it was literally designed by an industry contest. In contrast, compost is not sexy, harder to implement. Local governments did not have the infrastructure already. No big entrenched group was pushing for it. That's been changing over the last 20 years, but we still have a widespread patchwork of programs. California, New York, and my home state of Pennsylvania, miraculously, are among the leaders, along with Colorado. Many states have nothing, and those that do have something, it's often being led by private companies. I thought about this while reading a Technically story about one effort in Philadelphia, Tim Bennett, who, full disclosure, I am a customer of, a happy one at that. And though I love this and the entrepreneurial zeal is inspiring, we should remember that composting isn't some wacky lefty nut job thing. It is one of the oldest human practices we have. It's where soil comes from. Anyone who's lived in a farming family or in farming communities know that it's still prevalent. So the infrastructure in cities or suburban or other dense communities just makes that work easier if you don't have a lot of space. There are a flourishing of ways to do it at home. But whether you use a service or at home, or you advocate for the long-term cost savings and environmental gain for a municipal program, you can acknowledge how beneficial this is on so many levels. 40% of the volume in landfills is food waste. When it's rotting in landfills, it emits far more methane than when it's used to develop rich nutrient soil, which I get from my compost service every spring and I use to plant and grow that season's vegetables. I know, adorable. It's not a fringe issue. Research shows that it's a major tool in reducing carbon output. But even if you don't care about that, your trash is grosser with food waste. And every time I see that lonely banana peel in someone's trash, I want to rescue it. Instead of a problem, it can be a solution. There are now state and municipal programs. This is becoming more commonplace. It makes too much sense not to. But the costs and the lack of an industry pushing for it means that we have to normalize the behavior and expect more from our communities. That's why I said